and it kind of made me want to work harder because I wanted this person to see me be successful and see me do the things that I always said I was going to, because, you know, this person took me to my first time walking in New York Fashion Week when I was 17 because I was afraid to drive into the city, so crying on Vogue already. Hi Vogue, my name is Gardiner, and today I'm going to show you my signature smoky brown eye, some skincare, and then I'm also going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the modeling industry, especially when I started as a 16-year-old girl. In all seriousness, Vogue did not ask me to do this, but this is going to be a little bit of a preparation for when they do, ultimately. I found this in my fridge, so I'm gonna use this on my face while I talk. Okay, so a little bit of an introduction to me. I'll keep this very short and quick. I was born in Brooklyn. I grew up in Jersey. I got signed with one of the top New York modeling agencies when I was 16, basically for 3 years, and didn't really develop me at all or do anything with me. I mean, I definitely got some good campaigns that I'm really grateful for, but I think overall, it's best if you are just starting out to not get signed with one of those big agencies, even though it can seem very, you know, promising. Majority of the time they'll end up kind of like tabling you to the side, and if you don't book anything, they kind of don't care and they're not going to develop you. Also are not gonna, I mean, depending on the agency, but you have to watch out for them caring about your health and safety, because there was definitely times when I would shoot with photographers when I was 16, 17 who were very inappropriate and, you know, would ask me to go get food with them afterwards, and obviously I was like smart enough to know that should not do that. A 30-year-old man asking a 16-year-old to get food after the shoot is not professional. I think the thing that people don't really understand about modeling is there can be girls who are in Vogue, who do like all the fashion weeks, who are on billboards, and they can still have like 100 followers and have no notoriety at all. I feel like now more than ever, what being a big model looks like is just kind of having a large audience and a large platform, and it's hard to do. And a lot of models can be successful at modeling, but you know, you would never hear them. I have this bowl of water and I put these frozen blueberries in it to make it cold because I don't have ice. I don't do this ever, but I see people do it, so here we are. So that didn't. The bowl is too small. Maybe we would just like, that felt good. I'm just gonna start putting on some random moisturizer. I kind of don't take care of my skin that well, but I think it does well enough for what it's supposed to do. But it is pretty crazy the amount of photographers who would kind of talk to me like quite a bit when I was 16, 17, and then as soon as I turned 19, 20, they kind of went ghost, didn't really shoot with me ever again, and then continued to shoot with girls who then were 16, 17. Be careful, be safe. Don't trust that people are going to be professional or have your well-being at mind. Okay, let's get started with the makeup now. All my products are gonna be disgusting, so that's just gonna happen with all of them. My concealer exploded in my bag, so. This is e.l.f.'s little Power Grip Primer. I feel like any primer is fine. e.l.f. is, I love e.l.f., like they do good stuff. This is a little concealer pencil, so I just use this to kind of cover up any little blemishes. I don't really like foundation because I have freckles and it looks weird. I feel like something that nobody really talks about with modeling is kind of the constant pressure of age and what it means to kind of like expire your worth as a person and your potential like as a model. I feel like it's so thought of that you are going to model until you're 25 and then like you're too old and you're aged out. And I feel like that idea of tying your worth and your working potential to your age and your youth, I feel like that creates so much pressure to basically wanting to like constantly be working or doing something more. It harbors so much anxiety and resentment toward the industry in general. And I feel like it's so difficult to kind of come to terms with seeing people your age and younger than you kind of like making it or kind of doing things that you always wanted to do or being further ahead of their career than you are. You know, it's hard to watch and you almost feel like this guilt and like shame for not doing more constantly, and there's always this kind of pressure that if you're not asking brands to work with them or shooting designers a message, like if you're not constantly doing that and if you're not constantly posting, then like you are falling behind and someone is right around the corner like taking your place. Especially in New York City, I feel like the comparison game is just so hard. You know, there's always gonna be somebody that's prettier than you, that's taller than you, skinnier than you, just working more, and it's hard to separate yourself from your work, especially when it is tied to your image as a person. Tarte Shape Tape in the shade 20B light. I recently turned 21 and I feel like even though that's like incredibly young in the grand scheme of things, you do feel like if I haven't made it by now, you know, will I ever? And I feel like that's such a scary notion, especially when I go to school and I study neuroscience, and you know, eventually I would like a career in that down the line, but it also feels kind of like if I'm not putting everything into modeling right now, then there's absolutely no chance that anything is gonna work out. But at the same time, if I focus solely on modeling and, you know, it doesn't go anywhere, like, what does that mean for me? And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, like not just in modeling, but any kind of aspect of your career. There's kind of this fear of, you know, getting too old for the job that you're doing, specifically common for women, because I feel like your worth is so tied into how you look, and youth is such a commodity. You know, I feel like with modeling specifically, it's like, if it's not gonna be you, it's gonna be somebody younger, you know? I'm using some milk powder. But I feel like I stress so much about the age part and being successful at a certain age and, you know, the timeline of it all. And then I remember somebody in my family got really sick this year, and it was not just like regular sickness, it was really, really scary. I feel like that really put things into perspective, because here I was stressed over, you know, the concept of age and success in this kind of like arbitrary, just a very like insignificant field in the grand scheme of things. And you know, here this person was in my family probably thinking the same things that I was thinking about shelf life and expiration on your life, but with actual life and health and how your body physically functions. I mean, I feel like I felt so silly, but I also kind of doubled down, and it kind of made me want to work harder, because I wanted this person to see me be successful and see me do the things that I always said I was going to, because this person supported me when I felt like everyone in my life at the time, when I was just starting out, a 15-year-old, like everyone thought it was kind of silly and stupid and vapid. But you know, this person I think was the only person who saw the vision. You know, this person took me to my first time walking in New York Fashion Week when I was 17, because I was afraid to drive into the city. So crying on Vogue already. Going to eyebrows. This is again from e.l.f. I feel like half of my stuff is from e.l.f. This is the Glossier. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. This is in the shade Ray. Huda, wait, this is not Huda. Okay, Benefit. Really want to get it up there into the scalp, because I have a white scalp. And I like to do it just like right on the cheekbone, really just snatch it in. I love a little nose contour, so I'm just gonna go in and like slim side of those bad boys up. A little bit of highlights. Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade 4, Out of Line. Did anybody else have a channel? Did anybody else have a channel where they would have chapstick and then do like chapstick edits? When I was 10, I had a channel for chapstick edits. Don't try to find it. But anyway, through the person in my life getting sick, I kind of came to the realization that success is kind of like meaningless. It's relatively a made-up concept. I have done things that when I was 15 I could have only dreamed and hoped of doing. You know, I feel like that's enough. Like, I don't have to have 1 million followers or be on the cover of every Vogue to feel like I have done something significant, because, you know, it's nice to be successful at what you want to do, but it's never going to end, you know? Nothing is ever going to be good enough. I'm going to be on the cover of Vogue one day and I'm still going to want more, and I'm still going to compare myself, and I'm still going to see people younger and doing better and having all these accomplishments and feel probably bad about myself. You know, I'm sure Zendaya feels bad about herself sometimes in relation to other people. I'm not sure. I mean, she shouldn't, but maybe she does. Who knows? And success is not like this single moment, you know? It's like, now I've made it. Now this is everything I always wanted in one moment, you know? It's gradual. You build a career over many, many years, And just because I'm getting older now doesn't mean that I haven't grown along the way and haven't, you know, been in a crazy industry and done crazy things and met like incredible people. And I'm so grateful for the position that I'm in and so fortunate because, you know, who gets to live in New York City and model, you know, like that's just enough, you know, that's people's dream come true. Editing me here, I feel like I kind of missed a really big point that I wanted to touch on to wrap everything up. Essentially, I feel like I spent so long just completely obsessing over my career, and I feel like now I've come to realize that that is just such a waste of your life. Like, you are going to waste your entire life away if you think you're ever going to be happy with accomplishments and external things. And I feel like to truly have a well-balanced life, it's great to have a career and have goals, but you know, you should also have hobbies, and you should spend time with your friends and your family and have connections. Like, life is not about what you achieve, you know, it's about living. Okay, that's it, goodbye. We're almost done, I promise. I like to take a combination of these 3 brown NYX pencils and kind of use them all together. I keep forgetting which one I like the best, and I feel like it kind of creates this multi-level brown when I use all of them, but you could just use one. It's really probably no difference. And basically what I'm gonna do is just create a little line here, a little line in the inner corner, and kind of connect that like and then right here, and then we'll clean it up at the end. Almost forgot blush. We're gonna do this little guy. This is a color corrector by e.l.f. again. Okay, this is the look. Yeah, this is it. Hope you guys enjoyed this little video and me ranting and chatting with me and whatnot. I wanted to share 2 quotes that I really like that have really helped me with thinking about age and growing up and how to navigate life and your career. The first being, stop letting your potential go to waste because you don't feel confident or ready enough. People with half your talent are making serious waves while you're still waiting to feel ready. Quote number 2, be patient toward all that is unsolved in your heart and try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books that are now written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given to you because you would not be able to live them, and the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you would then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. So that's it. Thank you for coming along with me. I really appreciate it. Bye, Vogue. See you one day soon.